Hello aspirants, welcome back to another video on part 3 of our most probable questions for NPSC Prelims on CSAT. Today we will be discussing about simple interest and compound interest. Okay, so we have our first question here. If the simple interest on a sum of money 5% per annum for 3 years is 1200, okay, find the compound interest on the same sum for the same period and the same time. Okay, so we are supposed to find out the compound interest. To find out the compound interest, we have our formula. To begin with that, we have our rate also mentioned here, our year is also mentioned here, but we don't have our principal mentioned with us. Okay, but they have given us our simple interest, which is 1200. Then we have our rate, which is 5%. Then we have our year, time for 3 years. So we know the formula for simple interest, which is PRT by 100, which is equal to your 1200. So from here, your rate is given, your time is given, so we can find out your principal. After we get our principal, we have to find out our compound interest. So for that, we need our principal. So here, if I try to find the principal, P will remain as this, and I shift all the numbers and variables on this side. So this is 1200. This 100 is at the bottom, it will go up, so it will be 100 here. Now divided by this R will come down. Your rate is 5, so it will be here, and your time is 3, so it will come down here. Okay, so you can cancel any way you want. You can cut 5 with this one or this one. Okay, so I'm starting with 3 though. This is 400, then 5 again. You cut 80 here, so that means your principal is 8,000. Okay, so this is your principal. Now they said to find out the compound interest. So compound interest formula, okay, is amount minus your principal. So we know what our principal is now. We need to find out your amount. We can do this. We can put the formula of amount here and solve it, or we first try to find out the amount and then we subtract it with your principal. So we can go both ways. Here I will try to find out the amount first separately and then subtract it with your principal later. So amount formula is principal 1 plus R by 100 into your N. Now whenever we are doing compound interest, we have the question tells us about compounded annually, half yearly, or quarterly. Okay, and in this one though, they have not mentioned anything about half yearly or quarterly. So whenever that's the case, we always take it annually, right? So now here your principal will be same as this. Your rate is the same because they have said the same sum for the same period at the same rate. So that's what they have mentioned. Now since this is done annually, okay, so your time here is T3, so your N will also be 3 for this amount. Okay, so now I just have to put the values here. This is 8,000. This 1 plus your rate is 5 by 100 to the power N is 3. So I have to put here 3. Now this is 8,000 multiplied. Here if I can take the powers, I have to solve it. So I'll take the LCM first and make it smaller. So this will become 105 by 100 again to the power 3 here. Now you can open it as it is like this, or you can cancel them and make it smaller and then open up. Okay, so both ways are fine. So here I will try to make it smaller. So that's 5 2s are 10, 5 1s are, and then this is 5 20 times. So this is 21 by 20 to the power 3. So this one we will open it up now. Okay, so all right, so now let us open this up. So this is 8,000 multiplied by 21 by 20, 1 by our 20. So now this 20, 20, 20, this is 8,000 only. So I can just cut it with this one. So now your only calculation is 21 into 21 into 21, which is 9261. So this is your amount. Okay, so you have your amount. We have our principal as 8,000, which was mentioned earlier, which was 8,000. So now we just have to find out your compound interest with this one now. So compound interest is amount, which is 9261, minus your principal, which is 8,000. So here your value of compound interest is 1261. So this is your compound interest. Let us try another question. Another question: in what time will rupees 1,000 become 1,331 at 10% per annum compounded annually? So that means this is your question on compound interest. Okay, so now in what time will rupees 1,000? That means will become this much. Yeah, so that means this is your principal. Okay, since they have not said anything about any amount and all that, we know that this, when they said that in what time will this one become this one. Okay, we know that this is your principal. So this is 1000. Okay, now the second part, this one will become this at 10% per annum compounded annually. So will become this means this is your amount. Okay, so this is your amount. So your amount here is 1331. This is your amount. Now from here, I am asked to find out in what time. That means we need to find out our time. Okay, so here principal rate is given, which is 10%, and your n is missing, which is your time. This is what I need to find out. We know the formula of amount. So if I just put the formula, the only thing missing will be your n. So what we do is we will write the formula first. Your amount formula is principal, right? Then you have 1 plus r by 100 into n. Now, they said compounded annually. Okay, that means it's yearly, right? Not half yearly or not quarterly. So we don't have to make any changes in the formula. The formula will remain as it is, right? So this will be now equal to 1331. Okay, now after this, I will put the values and try to solve it. So here we have our principal as 1000. Then we have our rate 1 plus your rate here is 10. Okay, then we have our 100 here. The n is missing. Okay, so this is the one. And we have 1331. So before we do with the n, I can at least solve this one inside. And this one, it's outside, so I can shift this one on this side. Okay, so here. If I take the LCM of this would look like 100. Okay, and then this is 100. When I take the LCM is 100. This is 100 plus 10. So this will be 110. So this will be your n still. And on this side, we have 1331, which now I'm shifting the 1000 here. So this will become 1000 like this. Okay, now after that, I can cancel this. So this would look like 11 by 10 to the power n. Now, this one, okay, this 1331 is 11 cube. Okay, and this 1000 can be written as 10 cube. So I can write this as 11 by 10 to the power 3. Now, if we learn about exponents, since this equal sign is shown, okay, this is called the base, this is the base, and this is the power, right? So if you have an equal sign, it means this side should be equal to this side. So since the base are same, that means the powers also should be same. That is the exponent rule. So your n value here will be 3. So that means this is your answer. That means in what time will it take? It means it will take 3 years to find out your time. Okay, so this is your answer for 3 years. Right? Let us try another one. This one is statement-based questions. So what we do here is we read the questions, check our statements, and then answer accordingly. Okay, so here the first question what they're asking you is, what is the rate of simple interest? That means they're asking me to find out your rate. Okay, and now they have given you 2 statements, and from there I have to check whether I can solve my answer or not. After that, accordingly, I will give my options and check which is my answer. All right, so rate is what we are supposed to find out, and then the total interest, okay, earned in statement 1. I'll say statement 1. In statement 1, they're saying the total interest earned was rupees 4000. Okay, that means since they said simple interest, it means I know that this interest is your simple interest. Okay, so your statement 1, your simple interest is 4000. This is mentioned first. Okay, in your statement 2, the sum was invested for 4 years. That means in statement 2, the time is given, which is your 4 years. Now, simple interest is given, the rate is missing, time is given. Okay, so if I try to write the formula for rate also, or we can just use the formula for simple interest, doesn't matter. Okay, so we know the simple interest formula is PRT by 100. Okay, and we are asked to find out your R. Okay, from statement 1 alone, if I take only SI as 400, I will not be able to solve it out. Okay, because only the SI will be given. You don't have the P, you don't have the R, you don't have the time. If I take statement 2, 1 and 2 together, that means you will have your simple interest, which is 4000 here. Okay, then you have your principal, which is not missing still. Okay, fine. Then you have your rate, is also missing. All right, then you have your time, which is 4 is given to you by 100. So even when I'm using both my statement 1 and 2 for datas, here see, the P is missing here as well as your R. I'm supposed to find out the R, so I cannot have another variable missing. That means I have both the P and the R missing, and there's no data given here of what my principal is. No relations are given. That means With statement 1 and 2 both also, I'm not able to find out my rate. Okay, so that's why we have to check the options and then see which one says the question. So if you check statement 4, okay, both statements 1 and 2 together are not sufficient to answer your question. Okay, so that means it should be your option number D. Okay, so this will be all for today.